Rohit, let's talk about the Nifty first off. Lackluster trade over the last 4-5 trading sessions. One more day to go before we get some clear opinion on what the FOMC intends to do with QE tapering. But post that, what sort of a position call can you initiate?
See, post all these events, my sense is you're in a topping process. At the most, the Nifty can extend to closer to the 6,000 mark, but I don't think we are seeing much above that. So we are looking at a process of topping out closer to 6,000 and then starting to head down initially to 5,600 and later maybe to lower levels. The real question is, as to whether you get an immediate reversal or speed or not, which will depend a lot on how sentiment revolves around these events. But the market by itself, when we study it, our sense is that you'll end up getting a top sooner than later.
So far, while we have been seeing banks perform well, they've really recovered smartly from the lows of about 8,500 that we saw some weeks back. Do you see that continuing, Rohit?
No, I don't. The CNX Bank Index has retraced 61% of the fall that it saw from the July high, which comes to around 10,500. So I wouldn't really expect it to stretch too much beyond that. If it does move up, maybe 10,600 at the most. And my sense is somewhere between 10,500, 600, you'd see a top in the CNX Bank Index, and then it would start another leg meaningfully on the downside.
Right. What is your expectation of what could happen on Friday during the RBI policy, and whether or not Mr. Raghuram Rajan has the elbow room to once again take measures in order to spur growth and pull down the inflation, and you think that's going to be the focus this time?
See, the action can't be on growth and inflation at the same time, so he has to target one. And if he's going to target inflation, then there are only two routes. One is you either raise rates or you tighten liquidity. So it's going to be one of the two. And both of those in the near term could be harmful to growth. So my sense is that interest rates in the short term at least could see one final spike up. But once you get you see further slowdown in growth and you actually see a drop in inflation, you'll start seeing lower rates over the a year or so. But that's a much longer term horizon. In the near term, my sense is there might be one more spike up in interest rates left to go, which may occur not necessarily because of RBI raising rates, but more because of liquidity conditions remaining tight.
Do you think at this point just doing nothing would prove to be more fruitful?
I'm not sure, because that would at least be painful from the point of view that you're prolonging what has been going on for quite a long time. We've had double-digit inflation on the CPI front for years now, all the way from 2008. So we are suffering that for 4 to 5 years. And for the sake of growth, we've allowed rates to remain low enough so that growth goes on, but that's not worked. So if you're not really going to try and target and solve the problem quickly, you just have to suffer the pain longer. So it would not be nice to do nothing. I would really wish that something is done one way or the other.
I think we got Rohit back. Rohit, if you can hear me, I was wanting to ask you about pharma and what should one do in pharma if they have it in their portfolio on the back of the negative news that we've been seeing of late.
No, my sense is that remains the only defensive sector right now. My view is that FMCG and pharma both were doing well for some time. FMCG stocks seem to have shown some kind of top out, at least for the time being. So the pharma sector remains the only defensive area, and within that too you've seen a lot of performance. So you would have to be really selective about which stocks you're looking at. But I'm not very sure you have a reversal, so we are still watching that space, and it might still perform in a weak market. We'll have to really see what happens.
Rohit, you want to come in with a few stocks?
Yeah, the stocks where we are seeing more medium-term weakness, stocks like Jaiprakash, where we think it could be topping out and could start another leg down. Power Finance, second one where I think also you could see top soon and start heading down. And I think Yes Bank among the banking stocks has also moved up quite significantly and started showing weakness and should probably be seeing lower levels in the weeks ahead.
Rohit, you want to come in on Tata Motors?
My sense is Tata Motors is in the very short term still heading up. It could move to probably 360, 370 on the upside, but not really significantly beyond that. So somewhere there I would start looking for a top in telco from a very long term basis, but I think there's still some very short term upside left.
Oil and gas as a pack, and I want to come to you, Rohit, with this. For oil marketing companies like HP, BP, IOC, if that diesel price hike doesn't happen, what are the prospects?
Okay, my sense on oil marketing companies and specifically on HPCL is quite positive, and it could actually go against the market. Even in a falling market, it's possible that these stocks actually do well. The reason might not be essentially the subsidies, whether they raise prices or don't, but actually that oil prices start coming down. In the last couple of days, post the Syria issue, you've seen oil prices top out close to $108, $109, and yesterday it fell below 106. That's an indication that oil prices have probably started heading much lower. My sense is over a 3 to 6 months period, you could be going back to even $80 or $70 on oil, and that kind of a drop in dollar terms would provide a lot of relief to OMCs. So I would actually look at being long OMCs here because they've fallen in the near term and are looking pretty well poised for an up move.